What is going on YouTube? Jay here from MJTech. Today we got here the new RedMagic 6R that got released sometime in June, and well, I was able to get my hands on it now in July 15th. I got this from Amazon and they are currently going at $5.99 on Amazon, but we know that sometimes the prices can spike up, especially if it's coming from the Prime service. So that's exactly what I paid for this particular device. And I have to say, guys, I have tested a lot of flagship devices in the past. You can see that here from my channel. I have done a lot of clone comparisons, a lot of solo unboxings like this one here. And I have to say that this phone, it's quite confusing in the sense that they downgraded quite a bunch from the regular 6 in terms of specifications, in terms of things such as hardware and also software. Well, at least mainly on the hardware side, a lot of things have changed and I don't necessarily like it, but I'm still gonna give this device a chance and unbox it, of course, and see what we get inside of the box and whatnot. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started here. And as you guys can tell, I held all my temptations to open this box, and I've been wanting to do that. As a matter of fact, this video is going to be done in 2 separate days. That's because I want to give myself about 24 hours with this particular device, so that way I can check out and see exactly what this is all about. So the box is quite cool. We got here a little nice design. It says RedMagic here, black box. On the top here we have the information for IMEI and whatnot. So this is a 5G device. It comes with somewhat flagship specifications. We get the Snapdragon 888 with the Adreno 660, and it comes in 2 different variants. We get the one with 8 GB of RAM and 128 gigs of internal storage, and that's what we have here. The second comes with 12 gigs of RAM and 256 GB of internal storage. So let's go ahead and remove here this divider. And I'm assuming that inside here we could have the case, and yes, we do. We get a little SIM ejector tool. We get inside some manuals. We get a warranty card and the case. Now this is always appreciated because, as we know, these devices don't get much support locally, which means that you have to order these online and they can take a few days, and in that time frame you can break your phone unless you order it right after you place the order of the phone. But again, it's always nice to see it inside. So here we have the phone, and now this is the world's thinnest gaming phone at 7.8 millimeters. So here we have the device. It looks already quite promising. Let's go ahead and slide it out of this protector here. And yep, we were able to slide it out. It's kind of hard, but I was able to slide it out without having to open that. And so here we have the phone, guys. Check this out. I believe this one has 2 these are capacitive buttons on the top here, and this is for gameplay. And we're going to be talking more about the phone here in just a second, but first I would like to unbox everything inside. So the next thing we have is a little plastic divider. Here we have the USB-C cable, as you guys can tell. Then we get the adapter for the 3.5mm headphone jack. It gets connected to your USB-C port. So there we have it. I believe the 6 came with a headphone jack. I don't know why they decided to go this route. And here, again, this is a second disappointment. The US variant, or the US model of this particular device for the 6R comes with a 30-watt charger. The Chinese version, however, comes with a 55-watt charger. So again, that's another disappointment. I think that a phone at this price point should have at least a 65-watt charger. And inside here, let's go ahead and check. We have nothing else. So let's go ahead and set the box aside and talk a little bit more here about the phone. And now that we got the unboxing portion of the video away, let's go ahead and take a look at this phone physically. On the back side, we have a 4-camera setup. It is a 64 megapixel wide angle lens with an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle lens, a 5 megapixel macro lens, and finally a 2 megapixel depth sensor lens. Inside we have a 4200 milliamp battery, but it doesn't support wireless charging, and the back is made out of glass. So towards the right side of the device, we get here the volume rockers up and down with the power key. Also some antennas that are embedded with the metal frame, and we do get 2 capacitive buttons here for gaming. And on the bottom side, we get the USB-C port with 1 loudspeaker and the main microphone, together with the SIM tray. And towards the left side here we have nothing but just the metallic frame, as you guys can observe. And towards the top, the same thing, we get absolutely nothing. On the front side here, well, we get a 6.67 inch AMOLED panel with a 1080p resolution and 395 ppi. So again, it is I would say moderate display. It is not something that I would consider flagship level. This one here has a 144 hertz refresh rate, but the previous one, the regular 6, had 165. Keep that in mind. And this one here comes with Corning Gorilla Glass number 3. The operating system is Android 11 and it comes with the RedMagic 4.0 on top of it. So now guys, what I'm going to do here is of course turn on the phone. I'll be playing with it for at least 24 hours. I'm going to test my Verizon SIM card and I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, so 24 hours have gone by after me setting up here the RedMagic 6R, and I have to say that it is impressive in many ways, but also is very disappointing in the fact that I have to admit guys, it feels like a regular phone. It doesn't feel like it has anything special or that it is a gaming device like they are advertising it to be. And maybe that's a good thing for a lot of people. It could be a bad thing. But what I do like, the first thing I like here is that the screen, it is almost a bezel-less display and it makes it look very nice and elegant in my opinion, if that matters. The overall handling of the phone is very nice in the hand. I had of course the case on it, so it felt very nice and grippy. It didn't feel like it was going to fall off or that I had any hand exhaustion after using it for a while. So when it comes to the handling, like I said, is very good. I did set up here the fingerprint and that works absolutely flawless. You guys can see right here the speed. Now if you want to, let's say, unlock it right off the bat, first of all, when you hold it in your hands, it's going to prompt the little icon right there. But if it doesn't, all you have to do is just kind of find where the fingerprint is located and just place your finger on there and it will unlock, as you guys can observe. And then I also did here the face recognition. That's even faster in my opinion. All you have to do is just look at it directly and boom, it takes no time whatsoever. So at least on that aspect, I was quite impressed. We know that this is Snapdragon 888, so we have to admit guys, when it comes to gaming, which is the main highlight of this device, to be a gaming phone, well, I did play here things like Beach Buggy Racing 2, and I also played Modern Combat 5. Both of the game did very well without any issues. Now I did notice that it got a little bit heated up on the backside, especially after playing Modern Combat 5. So just keep in mind guys that this version does not have the cooling fan, unfortunately, so things are going to get a little bit warmer, but it's not to where it's going to cause a blister in your hand. It's nothing to really worry about. At least I didn't worry about it. So yes, overall it does a very good job in the gaming side. I do have it at 90 hertz refresh rate, and even like that, I am writing here at home after work the entire day. I used it as my primary device with about 20% or less. You're going to be looking at that here on settings in just a second. So something I want to tell you guys that this could be very good news is that it is supporting Verizon. As you can tell, I popped in my SIM card. I told you guys that I was going to test it, and yes, it is working with Verizon. However, I am not getting the 5G network. This is just getting 4G LTE with HD voice, but it is more than enough for me, at least on what I use it for. So again, very good phone. I did perform also the Antutu benchmark and I got 700,000, which is the highest score that I ever seen on a smartphone. As a matter of fact, if we go here into rankings, you guys can see that the RedMagic 6R did score number 3 in the list. So that's quite high out there, guys. Again, the Snapdragon 888, and I know a lot of people don't use the Antutu benchmarks any longer, but I just wanted to show it to you so you can have it as a reference. If you go here into history, this is the score that I got for Geekbench number 5, and again, the scores are actually quite impressive. Now I have to say guys that I didn't feel any differences on the display in terms of Quad HD or a 1080p display. This thing has very nice bright colors, and even when I was out there working today underneath the sun at around 1 p.m, which is you know, in Florida, that's the peak time for the heat to be kicking in and the sun to be at its brightest point. And I didn't have an issue viewing this display. I did have to increase the brightness, but that again was not an issue at all. I was still able to see everything, and I had a darker wallpaper on there. I just changed the wallpaper when I went to lunch at around 2 p.m. And yes, the screen has plenty of brightness. You guys are not going to have an issue with that. The only thing that I believe you guys could have an issue is depending on your refresh rate here on settings, which I'm about to show you right now. I already did this, but if you go here into refresh rate, you can see that right now it's at 90 Hertz, and we can go up to 144 Hertz. If you go there, guys, I would say just do it for gaming for a little bit and then go back to 90 Hertz or even 60 Hertz if you're running low on battery, because yes, 144 or even 120 is going to drain your battery very fast. I don't recommend it whatsoever. So we also have things like always on display. I did like that quite a bunch. You guys can see that you have many here to customize with, and of course you can do a custom one as well. These are little, you know, I call them gimmicks that you can do. We have Neo AI. This is for gaming, and you can record your gamings as well. You have Neo Speed, and this is just to boost up your system in case you are playing a heavy game. You can have the best performance, but keep in mind that all these settings will deplete your battery quite fast. So I would just do it for fun. If you're at home, you have access to a charger, go ahead and feel free to do that, guys. But I am, like I said, I'm very impressed with the things that so far I don't like about the RedMagic 6R is the fact that we don't have a headphone jack. So a lot of people who do gaming, they prefer to have it connected just so that they can get that immediate sound. But we still have Bluetooth 5.2, and that works you know, quite well. I didn't have an issue with Bluetooth connectivity today. I was playing music the whole entire day. But yes, not having the headphone jack and then the 6 having it kind of makes it a little bit disappointing. Second, this is a 1080p display. Not a big deal, but a lot of people could see it as a major downgrade. And that also we don't have wireless charging. Now to me personally, that's a big deal because I am used to wireless charging. If you guys watch my channel, I mention this all the time. Wireless charging is a big thing for me, and not having it here on this particular device is definitely a big bummer. Now the camera here, the camera, we know that we can record up to 8K. I have it at 16:9 right now, so the quality here has been diminished to 12 megapixels, and I still see that everything looks very good. The zoom on it, when I took some pictures, it doesn't really change the quality of the photo, if you like to call it that way. Everything looks very nice and sharp in the sense of colors. Now the colors are more towards the saturated side after me testing it. It does come with video stabilization, which is a little toggle that we have here on the very top. So if you disable this little toggle, it says video anti-shake off or on. I like to keep it on. The video is really nice and stable, as you guys can observe here from this recording that I did at work. So again, when it comes to the camera, guys, it is just a camera. It's not going to be anything beating another phone, if I'm explaining that correctly. This is not going to try to beat another flagship. It's maybe at the same level, maybe a little bit inferior. I did notice that the focus on nighttime pictures was a little bit off, but I'm assuming that maybe this is a software issue and this company might spot it later on and they could fix it. Also, I would like to let you know that this device here has a bug, and this one we really can't get around with, and it has to do with the contact synchronization. If I go here, as you can see, this is my dialer, regular dialer. If I go into contacts, I cannot sync it. Now I did download the Google contact, and here everything works fine, but when I go into the phones app, you guys can see that there's no contacts to be displayed on here. A big bummer here with the RedMagic 6R is the fact that, well, we have only one single speaker on the bottom right here. And yes, for $599, I believe that minimal, we should get at least two very bad stereo speakers, but just having one doesn't really cut it for me. I'm gonna play this song by No Copyright Songs and just listen to it and let me know what you guys think.
Streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette.
Like I said, the quality of it is definitely good. You can easily muffle it down by accidentally placing your finger underneath it. But yes, it sounds okay. But again, it is not a stereo speaker. But besides that, on my 24-hour testing, I gotta say that, well, for $5.99, I am not sure if I'm really going to stay with a device or even buy this device, just because of the fact that there's so many features missing that the regular 6 had, and the regular 6 right now is about $7.99, so it is $200 more, and you're getting a much better display, you're getting the headphone jack, you're getting wireless charging, and I don't know, maybe the design is not for everybody out there. But I don't know, that's just me, guys. I would just say pass on this one for now. It is a great performing phone. It has the Snapdragon 888, decent cameras. And by the way, I almost forgot to mention here the front facing camera, which also does a great job. This is a 1080p 30 frames per second, and it has wide angle as well. So yes, it is a decent camera. You guys get the idea. This is not going to try to beat any flagship out there. So for that reason, at $5.99, I would say just hold your money for now. Wait and see what's coming out soon. Maybe in a couple months we can get something much better if you can wait. But yes, that's just my unboxing right now and my first impressions here of the RedMagic 6R. Let me know down below what you guys think. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and share. Click on that bell icon so that you don't miss any future videos, and just let me know what you think here about this particular phone. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on my next one.